stimulus checks, and a permanent raise to monthly benefits for Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB beneficiaries. I have all the details for you in this video. Let's jump right into it. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to being here for you each and every day to bring you all the latest updates so that you can stay tuned with everything going on and to be here right by your side to do anything we possibly can to get additional money, benefits, programs, or anything else we can possibly get our hands on right now, as information and all of this continues to change very, very rapidly. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get right into the video. All right, so earlier today, I was out in a separate video talking about a new announcement that just came out of the president a short time before that video. Well, in that video, I was asking for many of you to leave your comments down below and let me know, what can we do to get out to Congress? How do you feel about this announcement that just came out of the president earlier today? And I was asking for many of you to reach out, let me know your thoughts, and what can we do to stick together to get out to Congress, to the administration, to the president, to everybody like this, and make them recognize what is actually going on right now. So I quickly want to run through some of the feedback that I've been receiving on that video, which, by the way, if you happen to see that video and if you left a comment down below, thank you. I've been reading a lot of the comments so far today, and a lot of really good stuff. Seriously, a lot of really, really nice comments and a lot of really great feedback, honestly. So thank you so much if you watched that video and left a comment. I've been reading all the comments. I've not gotten to all of them so far, but I have read a couple hundred so far. There's a little over 600 comments so far on that video. And then I do want to talk about a report that I just came across a short time ago, which again, it came in like perfectly timed. Just considering what we were talking about earlier today, what we're talking about right now as well. This report came out, and honestly, it's pretty interesting stuff. So I want to share that with you as well. And again, it fits in perfectly with the fixed income beneficiaries, and of course, seniors, people with disabilities, SSDI and SSI beneficiaries as well. So let's quickly run through some of the feedback that came in on that previous video, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that video, I'd say go back and check that one out. It was the last video from earlier today. I have that announcement in there out of the president from earlier, and honestly, I'm a little bit fired up in that video. And based on the comment section, some of you are also feeling the same way. So here's what happened. The president came out earlier today and announced that he's going to pause federal student loan payments once again, which were supposed to be resuming on May 1st, extending those out until September 1st. So all the way through August now, out until the beginning of September. Well, basically what I was saying in that video is that, does this really seem fair? Now, don't get me wrong. As I mentioned in that video from earlier, by all means, for all the people out there who have federal student loans, to see your payments paused again like this is great, right? Super great stuff. This is awesome. You don't need to start sending all those payments again right now until September 1st. But again, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they extended out once again, even though the last time these were paused just a couple months ago, the president promised then as well that was the last time. Well, you can see how that worked out, right? But either way, for those of you who have federal student loans, amazing stuff, right? However, here's where the frustration comes in. And again, I have nothing bad to say about federal student loan borrowers. Good stuff. And I'm happy for you. I mean, seriously, this is great stuff. However, here's where the issues kind of come in. For those people who are struggling so badly right now, the president and the administration actually cited the COVID situation, and the resuming of these payments would actually put a lot of people, millions of borrowers, in significant financial hardship. And my deal was, that kind of like set me over the edge when I read that, because I thought, here's the deal. There are millions of fixed income beneficiaries, low income, retirees, SSDI and SSI beneficiaries, survivors, as well as VA and RRB beneficiaries, as well as just low income people out there who are struggling, begging, pleading, asking for anything right now in the form of a stimulus check, monthly payments, any kind of relief going forward right now. So to see this announcement that came out earlier today, I feel like a lot of us feel like, we kind of got stiffed out of this deal, right? Well, based on the comments that I've been reading down below on that previous video, I feel like a lot of you are feeling the exact same way. So here's what it comes down to. Many people reaching out in the comments section were saying we need, at a minimum, absolute minimum, a one-time stimulus check. A lot of people are reaching out saying we need monthly ongoing payments. We need the permanent raise to monthly benefits that the president promised when he was campaigning. What about that one, right? Oh, and again, going back to the federal student loan borrowers, What about the $10,000 of federal student loans that he promised to actually cancel for you like 2 years ago? Yeah, haven't seen that yet either, right? Now, really quickly, I just want to make it very clear here. I'm not here taking sides. I'm not here to bash the president, nothing like that. I'm simply saying, as obsessed with being equal and having equity in this country as they are, I feel like, if you're going to be, try to make things equal, you got to make it equal, right? And right here is a perfect demonstration of how things are not being equal, right? They're kind of picking and choosing who they want to help out during this time, which again, it's not really fair, right? And that's exactly what a lot of people in the comments section were saying. So, fair is fair. If you're going to do it, right? Rather than just picking and choosing. That is not fair. So anyway, a lot of people down in the comment section were saying, this is completely unfair. And actually, I saw a few people actually reaching out saying, I feel like this is a perfect example of discrimination, right? So again, I'm not going to take sides with that either way. I'm just simply saying these are some of the comments that I was seeing down below on that previous video, and a lot of really good stuff out there. But yes, it comes down to this. Congress and the administration need to do so much. I mean, they need to do this much. At a minimum, a one-time stimulus check, but realistically, that's probably not going to be enough. At a minimum, a one-time lump sum big stimulus check. $1,400, honestly, I don't even think is really going to cut it anymore. $2,000 is where we're looking now, simply because they've sat on their hands for so long now. If they would have sent out the $1,400 way back in September and October of last year, when the Senior Citizens League actually first came out and started pushing Congress for this, $1,400 at the time probably would have been just fine. However, inflation has increased by about 4% since then. So I feel like, you know what? They've sat on their hands long enough. They need to pump that up down to $2,000, right? So a one-time lump sum stimulus check. Next, ongoing monthly payments. And again, we're not asking for a ton. We're not asking for $1,000 ongoing. We're asking for anywhere between about $250 and $400 every single month, ongoing for an extended period of time. Realistically, through the end of 2022 would probably be sufficient to help everybody out through this time. Unless it takes them another 6 months to get this done, well, then we need to be talking out a longer time frame. If they can get this thing wrapped up and done in the next 3 weeks, month, something like this, then fine. Yes, that'd probably be totally fine to get ongoing monthly payments through the rest of 2022. And then at that time, maybe 2 months out, 3 months out, we can reassess the situation and maybe tee things up once again in the event checks need to continue out going on longer and longer. Let me give a quick example. Just like the ongoing child tax credit payments that went out last year, exact same thing. That's essentially all we're asking for. $250 to $400 a month, ongoing for basically 6 to 7 months. That's it. Not that hard to do. They did it last year. They got it going, no problem at all, and they sent those checks out to tens of millions of households every single month. They can do it. They have the capacity. They know how to do it. They're just choosing to pretend like they don't know what to do, right? So that's another thing too. One more thing I want to throw out as well, and this was actually a really great comment. I saw a couple of people throw this down below. And they basically said, by pausing federal student loans right now, and again, I have nothing bad to say about these people at all. I'm super happy for you, but I just want everybody in this community to be able to thrive right now rather than struggling, scraping on by. It's sad. Seriously, I read the comments down below every single day. It's a sad situation, how many people are struggling right now. But here's what I saw down in the comment section. Again, some really good stuff came in on that video. A few comments came in and said, by them canceling, or what I should say is postponing federal student loan payments right now, it's essentially giving out all of these 43 million payees, right, the borrowers, essentially a stimulus check of however much their payment is on an ongoing monthly basis. That's kind of a good point. Let's just say, for example, let's just say that the monthly payment is, say, $600. Without paying that money right now, that's essentially like a $600 check coming into your possession, right? Obviously, it's not the same difference, but $600 going out is almost kind of like the same as $600 coming in, right? Because you got that extra $600 that should have almost kind of been technically going out the door in the form of a payment, but rather it didn't go out the door. It stayed right in your pocket, right? Not a bad deal, right? So kind of a really interesting point that a few people made on that previous video. And remember, some people have much larger student loan payments than that. In fact, some people have federal student loan payments that are bigger than a mortgage payment. Could you imagine that? Writing a check every month for $1,200, $1,500, $1,700 or something ridiculous like that every single month? I know a lot of people here in the community have done it because I saw your comments down below on that previous video. Again, some of you saying, I paid my loans and, it took me a long time. I paid a lot of money for those loans. So again, you know what it's like, right? It's essentially like another mortgage payment going out every single month. It's a lot of money every single month, banging on your bank accounts, right? It's not a fun thing to do. So anyway, some very interesting points. So some really good stuff on that video from earlier. Again, if you haven't seen that one yet, feel free to go back and check it out. I was certainly a little bit fired up in that video, not so much in this one. I'm trying to calm it down a little bit, but honestly, it's nice to see all those comments down below and a lot of us kind of sharing in the frustration on all of this. And realistically, we need to be able to do what we can to get out to Congress and really push on them, as well as the president and the administration, because in this case, it's just the administration. Of course, there is some influence by Congress. Don't get me wrong. There are certainly some Congress people out there right now really influencing the president to continue the pause on these payments, as well as the full cancellation of all these payments as well, right? So I wouldn't be shocked to see that happen here, because they've, kind of cornered the president a few times now, getting him to postpone these payments at least a couple times further than when he said he'd actually want to do this. So we'll see what happens in September, or what I should say is more like the end of August, when this comes due once again. But anyway, let me share another report with you in this video really fast here that was really surprising. Well, at the same time, not really that surprising, but I'm so glad that somebody brought this information to kind of the forefront so that all of us could see this. I know there's a lot of people in this community receiving SSDI, SSI, a lot of disabled individuals here, just like me. I'm one of you. So, if you're one of the disabled, hey, thanks for being part of the community. Seriously, that is why I am here, why I'm doing all this stuff, which, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm actually blind. So, yeah, I certainly fall into the disabled category. But anyway, I came across this report and I thought this was super interesting. So as I was reading through this report, by the way, shout out to the blind people here. You know what VoiceOver is? That's what I used to read everything. VoiceOver on the iPhone. It reads very, very fast. But anyway, I was reading through this article, or what I should say is having my phone read the article for me. And it was basically talking about the disabled people basically saying, leading into this COVID situation, we told you so, and now here we are 2 years into the COVID situation, and now there's all these people out there who are disabled as of long COVID. Remember this one? I talked about this maybe a week or so ago. I talked about long COVID, and there's this small handful of lawmakers who are calling on the Social Security Administration to start now recognizing long COVID as a disability, because long COVID has now been classified as a disability. As a result of that, this article that I'm referring to here was basically coming out with all these disabled people saying, we told you so, we told you this was going to happen, we knew it, that all of these people would be coming down with long COVID. As a result, therefore, now disabled because of long COVID, and now they're trying to navigate all of the different programs to try to get services and try to get benefits and all of these different things that the disabled have been trying to do for years and years, struggling, by the way. If you've done any of this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It can be a total pain trying to get services and trying to get any kind of benefits as a disabled person. Been there, done that. I don't ever want to do that again. And I'm thinking that a lot of you in this community are probably feeling the exact same way. It is not a fun process. It takes forever. And not only that, they ask you for tons of information to gather, when half the time, like a blind person like me, I got to gather 50 different pieces of paper, and okay, I can do that, but I'm going to need some people to help me. You know what I mean? Because I can't see what I'm trying to find. So anyway, it's a very long, drawn out process. And if you're somebody receiving SSDI or SSI, you're probably shaking your head because you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It is not a fun process. So the report basically goes on to say, all these disabled people are saying, we told you. All these long COVID people, long COVID disabled people now, are basically trying to navigate the same systems to get the benefits and all of these different services that we've been trying to get for years and years, struggling on by, screaming into the wind on a regular basis, every month or whatever, for a very long time, all of us begging, pleading for additional support and for getting a little bit of help to navigate this system. Well, we didn't really get it, right? Trying to get more benefits, trying to get additional services, all of this kind of stuff. We've all been there, right? We've all been down this road. And now this report is saying, yeah, now all these people are experiencing the same thing. And the report said that all of these long COVID disabled people, of course, are getting all of the attention. They're getting all of the spotlight. They're getting all the services. And it's like, well, what about all of these disabled people prior to COVID that have been trying to do this, asking for so many years now? What about us? Please, we're asking for some help here. We're trying to navigate the system. We don't know what we're doing. We're struggling on by. We have a disability. Everybody's disability is different in varying degrees, all kinds of different things. We're struggling. All we need is some help here. And then it just fell on people that had, like, apparently no ability to help us actually navigate this process, right? Well, now, apparently with all of these long COVID, people with long COVID and this new disability, the disability that's being defined as a new disability anyway, are basically just being like helped through the process. And all these other disabled people are saying, we've been trying to do this for years. What about us? So again, we've been experiencing this for a very long time now, but again, it's just kind of interesting to see that, fixed income beneficiaries as a whole, the disabled, SSDI, retirees, SSI, VA beneficiaries, trying so hard every single day, time after time after trying, asking for help, trying to get additional services, benefits, everything like this, and to no avail, right, for a long time. And then sure enough, all of a sudden, there's this other situation and it's like, oh yeah, why are we not getting the services like everybody else is, right? I think we all know what we're talking about, right? So we've all been here, all have done that. It's not a fun process. I don't want to have to go do any of that ever again, right? I think a lot of you are probably in the same position, not wanting to do any of that stuff ever again. So, oh, wow. Yeah. Anyway, very interesting report. In fact, I might actually bring my wife on, Corey, here in a separate video and have her read it to you because it's actually described and actually explained in much better detail than what I did here for you in this video. But honestly, I just wanted to kind of hit on some of the parameters out of that report, and I thought, it's actually pretty interesting and so true. If you've been down the road, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very true process and not a good one, honestly. So anyway, I hope you're doing well so far. Anyway, wanted to come back and give you a quick update as far as some of the feedback I was getting on that video from previously earlier today, as well as explain a little bit about this report right here. Super interesting stuff. Either way, this is an amazing community. Thank you so much for watching, as well as watching that video from earlier and leaving your feedback down below as well. Of course, I'm going to continue doing anything I possibly can to get out to Congress and the administration as well, and try to get an additional stimulus checks and even better, monthly ongoing payments. That would be just as beneficial as a lump sum check for a lot of people. So anyway, as I get more details, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it down and helping you out in any way that I possibly can. Please enjoy your day. Stay safe out there. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be, right by your side, as that is my dedication and commitment to you and this community. So subscribe, share the video, and go back and check out any of the other 2,300 videos right here on the channel. Enjoy. I'll catch you again later in the next video.